Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast, is brought to you by the Friends in Recovery community, a thriving network of individuals who are fighting back against the stigma of addiction. Join our hosts as they speak up about the real issues of addiction, treatment, and recovery. Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast, is available on Facebook, Podbean, iTunes, and YouTube 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, here are your friends in recovery.
Hey everybody, Jersey Ed here along with Noontime with Sky, and welcome to the Friends in Recovery podcast. This is the podcast that we talk about addiction and everything else that falls inside the boundaries and outside the boundaries. And how you doing, Sky?
I am doing pretty good. Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. I can't complain. We have a great topic today. We're going to talk about trust issues.
Yes.
And that's a great topic. But before that, I want to talk about a couple of things here, Sky. I want to talk about the giveaway that we do every month. That's important because send those emails in to help at Friends in Recovery Podcast. This month, we're giving away The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's a great book. I really suggest you read it or get your shout outs in here and make sure you try to win that book. Also, you can even hit us up on Facebook and Instagram and Friends in Recovery Communities or Friends in Recovery Adventures. And a couple things that we have going on Facebook and Instagram is you can get to all our meetings. We do Friends in Recovery meetings 7 days a week, 2 meetings a day, including alumni meetings that you do, Sky, for Genesis House. We do Beyond the Oath. We do a medical professionals meeting. There's big book studies. Yeah, you name it, they're on there. So the best place right now to find all that information is at genesishouse.net and go to connections. And you'll see all that there. But the cool part is that, and I have to get an email out to the guy who's doing our website, but Friends in Recovery Communities we're going to have a website soon. So all I have to do is say, go to our website and you'll get all that stuff. But now you have to go to genesishouse.net under connections.
You remind everybody too, the holidays are around the corner before we know it. And Friendsgiving is coming up in November. So don't celebrate the holidays alone. We are here. We have people that would love to celebrate it with you. And we have it virtually. So if you're not around the area, so email us about that if you're interested. I just want to put that out there sooner rather than later. Yeah,
absolutely. And what Skylar's talking about, guys, is our Friendsgiving. We're going to be doing that in November. I think that's on the website too, or on the Facebook pages, but we're going to get together. I forgot what the date was, but we'll get it for you. But we're going to have we're going to meet here in Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania in person, and we're going to have some food and some friends and, all that stuff. And we're going to do some trivia games. We're just going to have a good time together as friends. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to do. So that's what that's about. So look up all that stuff on Facebook and Instagram, Friends in Recovery Communities, Friends in Recovery Adventures. So get involved in those adventures. So Sky, I see you're at your cafe today, and I have a name for your cafe.
They're letting me vape in here too today.
Oh, nice. Huh? I got my cigar today in honor of the Podfather. Yes. So it's another day I can sit outside and do the podcast. It looks like I'm in a studio, but I'm in the outside studio. So, but your cafe, I got a name for it. It's a Friends in Recovery Cafe, huh?
Okay.
Right. So that's where you're at, right?
FIR Cafe.
The FIR Cafe. How do you get the same table every week?
I put a reservation in.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Pretty good people over there. Yeah. It looks like you're in some sort of city back there or something. Where are you? Philly. Wow. Yeah. You mean this show pays you enough to go over there and sit in that spot and get a cup of coffee? Yep. Damn.
No more Starbucks, no more Dunkin' Donuts. I'm in the city.
Wow. Wow. God. I don't trust that at all.
No, right? That's because you know me.
That's right. That's like when we peel back the onyon, we see where you're really at.
Exactly.
Well, that's the reason why I said I don't trust that at all, guys. I do trust Skylar, and Skylar and we've earned our trust throughout the years because of recovery. And a lot of us, and even you guys listening on here, have learned our trust, and still earning it. But the show today is gonna be on. We're talking about trust issues, and I remember early recovery. I wanted trust issues the minute I got out of rehab. I'm like, trust me, come on, like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, three weeks ago I was stealing every penny you had, but now I want you to have me come live in your house, and I swear I'm never doing it again. And I knew I wasn't going to use again. I knew that in my heart, but the other people didn't know. You know,
yes,
and
exactly.
And it's that other the other saying in AA, time takes time, you know what I mean? And trust takes time, you know, and you know, we just can't build it overnight. And some people probably still don't trust me. Maybe people I don't know, maybe people I screwed over and really didn't, you know, they don't know where I'm at today. But I'm going to read what is trust. What is trust? Okay, so it's defined as the feeling of confidence you have in someone that comes from your that comes from your belief or opinion of him and her. Think about it this way. You have a picture in your head of everyone you know. You pick one person you know well and think of him or her. You can probably imagine what they are doing right at this moment. That, my friends, is your trust picture. This picture is dynamic, changing all the time. And this key is, and this is key. You tend to interact more with the picture in your head than the person in reality. So we tend to interact with the picture in our head, and that's on most things. So, and it goes on to say, have you ever snapped at someone for something and then learned that they really didn't mean it like you interpreted, or assumed the worst just to find out we were wrong? What else? Well,
because we trusted in the wrong belief.
Exactly. Well, I think that also stems, I'll stop there for a minute. I think that also stems back from us not trusting ourselves, us saying, yeah, I'm going here and then I'm really going there, and I'm going to, you know, oh, what are you using that money for? I'm going to use it to get this, and then you use the money to get drugs or booze or whatever. So here's the thing, guys, if we can't trust ourselves, how are we going to trust somebody else? You know what I mean? And so that's a key right there too, is that, you know, when we say to somebody, you know, what's going on, and they say, yeah, I'm going to be doing this, and you really think they're going to be doing something else. That, I believe, Skylar, is when you're pointing a finger at somebody else, you should be pointing it back at yourself. So if you're thinking somebody's doing something, maybe it's because I'm doing something, or maybe because I don't trust myself, or maybe I'm projecting that on somebody else. And that's the case. Let's throw this out here real quick. Like not early recovery, but when I was using, I thought everybody used. I thought everybody in this whole world used the way I did. Right? I mean, I surrounded myself with those people. I did what I had to do with those people.
Being clean was a foreign idea.
Yeah, that's for, you know, that's for nobody. Yeah, who the hell wants to be clean? You know, nobody does that. Well, I can't tell you, I mean, except for the people that we work with, I don't have a person in my life that has or I don't keep people in my lives that have an addiction problem. You know, I'll help them get somewhere, but I'm not going to befriend them. I'm not going to listen to them. I'm not going to stay on top of them. I'm not going to be like you and I are good friends. I couldn't do that right now in my, you know, in a relationship. So I surround myself with people like you, Skylar, that's sober. Same thing with the trust issue. I believe that, you know, if you don't trust yourself, if you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, and then, you know, that just gets projected onto, you know, well, where is he or she going? What is he and she thinking? And that goes back to the picture in your head. You know, you're playing with that picture in your head. You know, it's not the person you're interacting with. It's that picture in your head. That person could be going off to the store or out to wherever, and you think they're going to go get drugs, or you think they're going to go get, you know, hook up with somebody, whatever it is. But think about that. You know, we've been there. We've done that. And trying to get trust back in ourselves at the beginning of recovery too is important to me too, because you know, did I trust myself to go to dinner with my grandparents? Did I trust myself to drive past that liquor store? Did I trust myself, you know, whatever it is, you know, fill in the blank here. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, trusting ourselves, that's huge. That's so deep. And I think that I still struggle with that. I literally was sitting there the other day, scared to send a group text to family members because I was not trusting what I was saying was, accurate. And it was, but I wasn't trusting that. So I think trust is something I'm trusting myself is something it's a continual practice,
Yeah.
I think almost learning to trust other people was easier in some aspects, but we can't really trust other people unless we trust ourselves.
Yeah.
But that's what I found out later, because I thought I was trusting other people, but I found out I really was trusting myself too, in my decisions and my behaviors and stuff, But I remember we used to when I was a tech at Genesis, right? We used to do this. We used to talk about the trust fall activity from when you were a kid, right? And we used to do this thing at Genesis House as a tech. And we would joke around with each other about, holding someone, trusting that they're gonna catch you. You stand there real high up and you fall back and someone catches you. So at Genesis House, when I was a tech, we would talk about that in groups. Then this one guy came through one time and he walked through and he would just walk up to people and he'd be like, trust fall. So shout out to him if he's listening, it became a thing. And we joked about it, but it was real, because having to trust the community in recovery is huge, being able to trust ourselves, our community, and this process, is huge. So, just little exercise, like something like a visual, like trusting that someone's going to catch you when you're falling,
Well, that is a tough one. And I did that. I went to a program called the Bridge to Recovery. I think we spoke about it on last week's show with Jersey Ed's wife, Stacy, and we both went to this place called the Bridge to Recovery in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And they did that, but they had a platform built and you had to like fall off this 5-foot platform and they caught you in a blanket. And let me tell you, man, I was tough. I was going through a hard time in my life then. And we had Stacy, not Stacy, I had some trust issues, but we had some trust issues with a business partner. And when you have a trust issue in any part of your life, it filters in to every part of your life, Everywhere. So I wasn't trusting them motherfuckers to catch me 5 feet off the fucking ground,
Even though it sounds so simple, but I bet you it's so hard for you.
Yeah. It's really, really tough. And, to fall into it and to but meanwhile, 15 people went before me. 15 people did, they ended up doing this and not one fell through. Not one ended up getting hurt. And I wouldn't do it, Skylar. I did not do the exercise.
Wow. And you had the tangible evidence right in front of you. Just watched it all work. And that's because trust is hard.
Exactly. And I'll be honest with you, I would probably be a little skeptical of doing it now, not because listen, everybody has trust issues here, there, whatever, but I don't know. I'm just afraid of dying and falling, but you got to trust somebody, like you said, you got to trust people. So, but I remember doing that. And that is a scary thing. So trust issues, I think, I'll be honest with you, I think they go back further than our drug and alcohol use. I think they go back with our parents. I think, my dad, okay, I'll be home, 3 o'clock, we can go out and play ball. Well, 5 o'clock came, 7 o'clock came, 9 o'clock came, went to bed. I woke up, he's fucking drunk and and he's sleeping late. That's also trust issues, because he was telling me, he was telling me, all this shit that he was going to be back and he was going to do these things with us. And, don't worry, we're going to do it. Don't worry. Promises, you're breaking them. And, then that's where the trust comes in. Is he going to break another promise? Is she going to do this? Is he going to do that? Are they going to, blah, blah, blah. So I think it stems way back from our childhood too.
You made me just think of a Brene Brown, because you know how much I love her. But she talks about the marble jar. And her daughter comes home from school and she has said something to somebody, and by recess, everybody knows. So the trust was broken from something simple. And the marble jar is, if I give you my trust, me and you have developed a marble jar. Think about it like this, right? Me and you over the years have told each other things, been there for each other, that have put marbles in this jar. Right. And then when things have broken trust between us, we've taken marbles out, but then over time put them back in. So it's like, we have this marble jar. But you're right.
That's pretty cool.
we think about trust broken at school at young age. Like when we have a friend, like that's young, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
7, 8
Yeah.
years
Friend
old.
at school. Yeah. Yeah. And even, and I remember going back and I was in 8th grade and I got the coolest BMX bike. We had like the mag wheels and, you know, it was a mongoose, and some of you guys in the 80s remember all that, you know. I had the yellow, yellow mag tires, excuse me, blue handle, the whole 9 yards. And a bunch of us went to the YMCA and we all had really cool bikes. And, we locked the bikes up. There's about 5 of us, and my bike was somewhere in the middle. And went into the Y, swam, came out. My bike was gone. The lock was back on, and everybody said, I have no idea what happened here. So somebody in that group of friends, it was the weirdest thing. I never trusted those guys again, you know, I mean, and my bike was gone. The thing that I not worked hard for, but I cherished was completely gone, you know, and it was sad, but I didn't trust those guys again because I never hung out with them. Because
that violation of trust, it feels so nasty inside too. I can imagine coming and seeing that bike going, and then just it's weird. It feels, and even that few seconds you're falling from the tree, if you were to have done the trust fall, like that feeling yourself there, that's scary. Losing trust and not having trust can be scary.
Oh yeah. Well,
violation.
The other thing, exactly. Well, the other thing where it says here, you know, imagine what they're doing at this moment right now. So I thought every single one of those guys were in on it. Now, maybe not one of them might have been in on it. Maybe somebody saw us doing the code and blah, blah, blah. But my thought was, okay, so there was 5 of us. Only my bike was gone and the lock was back on. Why would that happen? Needless to say, about 3 months later, I started drinking and, you know, I'm going off the deep end. So I really didn't give a fuck about the bike, but
the bike went down the drain.
yeah. So anyway, but you know, it's the trusting and even like the beginning of recovery. How much did you trust yourself at the beginning of recovery?
Not much at all. You know, I didn't, and you know, from growing up, don't trust anybody or don't trust everyone. In recovery, it felt like a kid again, where I was trying to decipher who I can trust again. Because being clean and having new ideas and feelings, and then learning to trust people were all new. It was like literally like a kid again, you know? So it was intense, but I think that it was also really cool in the process too, because there's a cool part about weeding out the people you can trust. It really is, because then you know what? I know my solids, and like I can be confident that no matter what I go through, I got my solids. So even though broken trust hurts, then you know what you can trust in those people. You know what I mean? If you break my trust with money, I know that I can't trust money with you from moving forward. We could be friends, but I'm not going to trust you with money.
With the money piece of things. Exactly. Yeah. And you're right. I never even thought about that way. So I have trust in people for specific things.
Categorize it.
Yeah. I trust you that you're going to be on here each week to do this show. You know? And
it's like your car starting. It can be that simple.
Car starting. Trust my car is going to start. Yeah. You know, but it's funny. The Podfather. Hey, Podfather, how you doing? But he had his car. We were at the Bob Cox Man of the Year award. We went to it. It was beautiful. There must have been, Skylar, there must have been 150 people at this thing. The Man of the Year. And I know it was great. And Bob is an alumni of ours at Genesis House. 3 years ago, he started this place called the Bridge Club in Lowell, Massachusetts. And it just exploded, you know. And there's a trusting man. That guy, I know we're going off the subject a little bit, but I just want to honor him real quick. Now I'm sure there's 1,000 different stories and hopefully millions, you know, years and years to come. But he had a woman speak who was 10 months clean. Okay. And she was homeless in Lowell. She came knocking on the Bridge Club's door. Okay. And Bob put her into treatment, into the local hospital. She cleaned up, and this girl was dressed up to the nines, a smile from ear to ear, thanking the Bridge Club back and forth, up and down. She has a job now. It was just an amazing story in 10 months, you know? So I guess you got to have a little trust in yourself there. But I forgot where I was going before I was talking about the Bridge Club story. What the hell was I just talking about?
with them.
Anyways, I don't know, whatever. I don't know. Just
It'll
what
come
happens
back.
when you get old. Yeah, exactly. So, but the trust piece is the most important part. And, as far as trying to get your life back together and figuring out where you're at, because if we don't trust ourselves, like that woman, she probably trusted herself to get up there and speak her story, and it wasn't a perfect story. She was, she got up there and spoke from the heart. She trusted herself, and the things are going better. So from day one, from where we were to today, trust is completely different. Oh, we were talking about different people who we can trust. That's what we were talking about for different specific things. I think, whatever, but but
it is
anyways.
an idea though, like, and just like I can have a real strong belief in something, like I can have a real strong belief in something. It could be the wrong thing I'm trusting in. Like we have a lot of trust and we have a lot of faith, more than we realize. Sometimes it's just in the wrong thing.
Yeah.
The trust could be in that I don't trust myself,
yeah.
or it could be in, I'm not going to do a good job when I get there and speak. That's the belief, but that you're trusting in the wrong thing, but you have the ability to do it.
Yeah. Wrong trust. Or I don't want to say wrong trust, but misunderstood trust or
fallacy.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing. I was one of those addicts that, here, take this, here, take that, drink this, drink that. I trusted everybody. So trust also, you have to earn it. Because you can't have the wrong trust, because people are out there that look, even these phone calls. Hi, this is the IRS calling. We're going to arrest you if you don't go to Walmart and plug in your credit card and send us $2,000 untraceable dollars. You don't. You can't trust those people. There's definitely trust that we have to kind of put up and say, okay, enough's enough. But early recovery was that, I trust myself to do this. Did I trust myself to do that? And even now, sometimes I have to get out there and just say, okay, I have to trust myself that I'm going to do the right thing. And failure is part of trust. If you fail, you might fail, but you have to trust yourself to move on to the next thing. As some people know, we just sold their house and we're buying a new house. We're in the process of it, but I had to trust myself to sell that house. I had to trust the process. I shouldn't say myself, but I have to trust the process to sell that house and then move to another house, And if I didn't have trust in me and my wife and everybody in the process, in that whole process, I'd be still standing in fear. So trust gets us out of fear, but it also could push us into fear too.
Yep.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
So, that's that fine line of trust. Which way do we go? Do we fall into fear? Do we fall out of fear? Do we, right?
You start going the wrong way with it. Yeah. But that's why it's a practice. And I like how you said the process, practice. That's what I think about, because it's a constant something we work at, because, like I said, with the marbles, we lose trust sometimes, and then we have to rebuild it, or sometimes we break trust and we don't even know it or mean it, like that unintentional, but I like how you said I trusted too easy, because it would be like, here, take this, trust me, it's good, you'll get fucked up, trust me. But yet we're so scared to trust someone that through the 12 steps or in a meeting that's telling us I've been through it too.
Exactly. So, and even nowadays, Skylar, with the opiates and all that crap out there, heroin, people are dying left and right. It's being laced with fentanyl. Yeah. How do you trust somebody? I wouldn't trust a drug dealer now if you paid me. My drug of choice was heroin and alcohol. I'll be honest with you. If this was the era when I was using, I would have not picking up cocaine, because they're putting fentanyl on fucking cocaine. It's insane. Yeah. If you're picking up any kind of drug, including alcohol, you're out of your mind. If you're an addict, you're completely out of your mind, especially opiates and heroin nowadays, because there's no trust in that, man. That is just, zero trust there. And
I think getting clean, experience, and age all kind of teaches us like to check our credibility, like where this stuff's coming from, our sources, and where these people are bringing this stuff. Because when I was in my 20s, I just took whatever. Like now I'm like, I need to see CBS's thing, what it's in.
Exactly.
Like,
what's the side effects, and exactly. And even you're right. Even medications. A perfect example, and I'm going to air my beliefs here real quick, and it doesn't matter, whatever. This is a show that we do this freely on. So I got my COVID vaccine a week ago, and I didn't trust it at all. Not a week ago, but when it came out, I didn't trust it. I'm not getting it. Oh, you know my beliefs. Yeah. I'm standing strong. I'm not getting this. Well, who was I trusting? I was trusting the media, and both sides of the media I was trusting. Okay. I was listening to them. Then I started listening to the doctors who know this. And then I was listening to some other people, some people who had ties, our friends in recovery, the nurses over in our meetings, and they had specific reasons why this vaccine was good. So I was thinking like, okay, well, 700,000 people died, and maybe there was some side effects of somebody putting this shot in their arm, but it's saving people's lives. So I had to trust myself to trust the people that knew what they were doing and talking about, not the media, not the news, the doctors. And then I had to make that right decision for what was best for me. And I did decide to get the vaccine. So trust, again, like we were saying, it could go both ways. If I'm trusting the media, the news, which I'm sure they have a lot of good information about, but that's not where if I need to find out something about, I don't know, let's say, a heart attack.
Yeah, do your research.
I'm not going to watch the news about a heart attack. I'm going to go to my doctor and talk to my doctor about a heart attack, all that stuff. So that's where, exactly. So that's where that trust comes from. And I love what you said, about when I was using, I didn't trust. I mean, I trusted everybody. Scott, I couldn't tell you how many times I would just jump in a car with somebody that I didn't fucking know and go party with them all night.
Right? Yeah. That's so weird because I trusted everybody. I really trusted nobody. It was
it
was very strange like that because I would trust getting in the car and drugs to escape. I could trust a lot to escape, but I didn't trust really anybody to get better. It's so strange.
Yeah. Well, I also want to talk a little bit about what you were saying about not trusting people in meetings. Not trusting people, not trusting sponsors. Or I can't tell you how many times I heard, I don't trust this program. First of all, any treatment program, I don't care what, I mean, of course, Genesis House, we love Genesis House. Of course, we want you to come in. We've been around for 30 years, the whole 9 yards. But I hear people saying, I don't trust it. What are you guys going to do for me? Well, a lot more than what your drug dealer is going to do. Why do we trust people that we shouldn't trust? And why do we not trust people that we should trust, right? Why? I mean, because that's our belief system. That's what we were programmed to do with the drugs, with all the alcohol. And our disease was telling us that don't trust those motherfuckers. Don't trust them. Trust me. This is the only thing that kept you happy. This is the thing that got you away. This is the thing that took you, that gave you happiness. But don't forget, when I woke up in the morning, that happiness was gone. Or when I came out of my drunken stupor or my high dropped, that trust was gone, completely gone, and then I had to go find again to find another happiness. And, so the real trust is in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, in the big book, in the steps. That's where the trust comes from. That's where the trust comes from ourselves, I believe. And then we can have other people start trusting us, and we were just talking about the 9th step. When the hell was it? On our meeting the other day, and I wanted to make amends to everybody. Like, I got a rehab 45 days. I was in rehab 46 days. I wanted to go tell everybody, I'm sorry, I'm this, I'm that, and the ninth step is about trust. If you think about it, that there's a reason. First of all, it's the 9th step. That's number 1. And number 2, there's a reason why we do them in order. right? And that's why the 9th step is way down the path. The reason being is we have to get the trust in people. We have to build up the relationships again, and then we can make amends, and then we can apologize for what
your actions start showing too in your daily life.
Exactly.
Living
so
amends.
day 46 out of the hospital, I went and called my wife. Now, mind you, I had a restraining order against me. She didn't talk to me in rehab. She the whole 9 yards. And I went to apologize to her so I can get her back, and people were telling me, don't do it. And, I did it, but thank God I didn't get arrested, because even making a phone call, she didn't want to have nothing to do with me. I left this sobbing message. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Day 46, I couldn't even trust myself.
And we feel it. I think we are genuine sometimes about that. It's just that we have nothing to back it up yet. No. So it's like we have to really give ourselves some time, like to get some trust in ourselves and the world around us,
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, Skylar, and I say this all the time, but I'm telling you, I knew that second time in St. Clair's detox in the hospital at the treatment center. I knew the second time I was done. I knew it hands down. I mean, I'm not saying that to brag, but I knew I was done. I didn't want that life anymore. I didn't want to live through that hell. I didn't want to be dependent on alcohol. I didn't want cocaine in my life anymore. I did not want it. So when I got out in day 46, like, hey, everybody, I'm sober. Hey, look at this shit. Because I couldn't string together 45 minutes, let alone 45 fucking days. So 45 days to everybody's a big deal. Because think about it. Even 45 seconds, some of us couldn't even get fucking put together. 45 days is a big fucking deal, man. Is a big deal. So I can understand why I did it, and I can understand why people get out and they want you to trust them right away, and or early recovery, they want you to trust them right away. But in the scope of things, of all those years that I screwed over everybody, that I didn't show up, that I was on a binge, I stole money, I did that. 45 days ain't gonna cut it for me, anyways. And the people that were in my lives that trust me.
Yep, exactly.
So what does it take? What does it take to build trust, Sky? I mean, we talked about time. We talked about actions. But what are some of those actions?
Spiritual principles and time. And what I mean by that is the other spiritual principles we learn about. Being accountable builds trust, right? Being honest builds trust. So that's all I kept thinking about, right? It was like, because I'm the same way. What builds trust? And I think about the marble jar, but what does the marble jar entail? It entails someone being accountable. That's why I'll put marbles in. Someone that's being, having integrity in what they do. So that way I know they're not talking about me when I'm not around, or different things. Like there's different reasons for different trust, but I think it takes time. And I think it takes living, they say building self-esteem is by doing esteemable acts. So being trustable is doing trustable acts too, right? Like we got to start with us doing stuff and then let it ripple,
Yeah, exactly. And here, the other thing too, and I love that you said that, is that we have, once we start trusting ourselves, we can't worry about building I shouldn't say we can't worry about building. We can't worry about that other person building that trust with us, because that'll come in time. That'll come because, like, oh my God, does he or she trust me? Is my wife, my ex-wife was my ex-wife now, but will she trust me at 55 days or a year? That doesn't matter, because their time is their time, not our time, when they're going to trust us.
No, and you're 100% right. It doesn't matter, because, think about too, when someone slanders you, it doesn't matter, because if they're saying stuff that you did, right, and your actions are shown otherwise, you don't have to prove anything. The trust is in your feet. So you're right. It doesn't matter what everyone else is trusting. Trust yourself. You do the next right thing and you keep walking forward.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to trust. Again, like my sponsor, Andy, says, trust in the process, Eddie. Stay in the process, trust in the process. And I hate when he says that, because he's, number one, fucking right. And number two, it does. If you stay in the process, if you stay the course, and you stay where you need to stay, that trust comes, whatever it is. If it's somebody you want to trust you, or if it's getting somewhere, like even a job, I have faith or I have trust that I'm going to get this job. Well, maybe this job didn't show up. This is the job I was waiting for the rest of my whole life. This is what I wanted, blah, blah, blah. And that guy, I was the best person for it. And that guy never called me back. But there's a reason why, there's a reason why, and we just have to, again, trust that process, and then maybe you get the job of your dreams, and that really wasn't the job of your dreams. Maybe that company closed. Who knows? You know what I mean?
And that's great right there. What you said too is because, in other words, what I hear you saying is hindsight's 2020. So yes, we don't know in it, but like looking back, it makes sense. So
it does.
My brother used to always say it too. Hindsight's 2020, Sky. That's what
but that's when the trust comes in, and that's when these little bits and pieces of trust you can start building yourself.
Yes.
And day 46, I had no trust in myself. I was only saying that to my wife or my ex-wife because I wanted her back. There was no trust in me. I didn't know what was going to go on, and I had no idea. But now I can look back on all those. Why didn't I get that job? Why did I lose this business? Why did that not come true? Why didn't I hit the lottery? Why did I, whatever it is, I can understand. I can learn from those things and then move on forward to build more trust and more relationships with people that are in my inner circle that I know and love and that are near and dear to me, So that's the, excuse me, that's the people that we really want. We want to have a trust is that inner circle of people, because once we break that inner circle trust, and even if it's just one person could fly through the whole inner circle, then your inner circle of friends or friends or family or whatever it is, that trust goes out the door. That trust is, it takes a little bit more to build up. Now, do we break trust once in a while? Am I late for a meeting? Do I forget about something? Do I forget to turn the pot off on the stove? That's little stuff that trust comes back immediately. But I'm talking about, maybe, I don't know, borrowing money from somebody and never paying it back. Maybe being, having a relationship outside of your marriage or whatever, or your relationship. There's all kinds of different trusts that we have to kind of go through. Even, sponsored, trust. There's a reason why your sponsee picks you. You don't pick your sponsees. You don't go around saying, you're going to be mine. You're going to be mine. Your sponsee picks you because they trust you for some reason. For some reason.
Cry because I think I just thought about something. We just had an alumni that passed, and the significant other said to me, "I just want to thank you because I know he trusted you. So that meant so much to me."
Oh yeah.
So having someone's trust does mean something, in that sense. You're right. And that's why I think I take pride in what I do in my recovery on a regular basis and try to keep doing the next right thing because I've trusted myself. I've gotten all this other trust around me, and then when people trust you to help you, that does mean a lot, And I like that I have your trust. I like that I have my mom's trust. Like that means a lot,
Yeah.
You work for
it. Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say. You work for it. You earned it, and you're where you're supposed to be. Yeah. You were supposed to be because. Yeah, absolutely. You should be because you worked hard to be there. Absolutely. So, and again, that doesn't come overnight. That shit, that comes from showing up, suiting up, and doing the work.
Exactly.
And there's a friend in recovery. I'll just mention her name. She's great. Carla on our meetings. Mm-hmm. Carla is an amazing person. She works hard at her recovery, and she's just an amazing has that amazing gift for recovery. She's not too deep into her recovery, but I go to her sometimes for things too. I go to her for kind of even work stuff. She doesn't work with us or she doesn't do anything for us, but I can bounce things off of her because she has that trust. I can trust her with my thoughts, my feelings, my whatever, so so there's all kinds of trust. It
makes us want to keep wanting to earn trust and to be trustable,
earn trust and be trustable. Absolutely. Speaking of no trust, guys, SoberPod, don't trust them at all. Sober Pod, go listen to them guys over in the other channel. I just want to say, they say hello to us every week, and I just want to give them a quick shout out. And Carl, Ellen, and Chelsea, and I think Steve is coming back on. Nice. Steve had some medical issues, and I'm not saying anything out of line. He posts them on Facebook. So if you go over to Sober Pod on Facebook, you'll see all that. The Sober Pod Live on Facebook, and say hello to them. To make sure you tell them that Friends in Recovery sent you, because we are a better show, guys. They're good, but we're better.
It'll get you special treatment.
Yeah. And trust me, we're better.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's about all. I mean, we can go on and on, Sky, but that's about all I have. Yeah. Trust me, I can go on.
Right? I can go on, but
it could go on and on and on. So any last thoughts about trust? Any last thoughts about anything on the issue of trust?
No, I just want to encourage everyone out there, if you guys have some feedback, teach us something, and I like being open-minded to hear different aspects and different lenses to look through.
Yeah, absolutely. Throw us an email at help@friendsandrecoverypodcast. Give us a little story on how you guys might have built some trust up. If you want to send us a little video on Facebook or Instagram, Friends and Recovery Communities or Friends and Recovery Adventures, throw it on there too. We want to know about your trust, or maybe you have a question about trust. How do you build trust? I hope we covered all that here, but if you have any of that stuff, please, get it out to us in the email, help@friendsandrecoverypodcast.com, or on Facebook and Instagram. Just look for Friends in Recovery, and we would love to kind of see what your thoughts are on all this.
Yeah, we love the feedback.
Absolutely. Well, Sky, another good show, another good cigar. And it looks like you had some fun in your coffee house there, and the Friends in Recovery, the FIR Cafe.
Yes.
And well,
I'm gonna go get a Danish.
Go get a Danish. I'm gonna go get some water. And anyways, that's about it for us here at Friends in Recovery. And you guys have a great week and stay sober, everybody.
This concludes this episode of Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast. Follow us on Facebook for past shows and updates, and enjoy free access to twice daily support meetings. Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast, is available on Facebook, Podbean, iTunes, and YouTube 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Since 1992, Genesis House has been helping real people heal from addiction on their private recovery campus in beautiful Palm Beach County, Florida. Their family-owned program is accredited by the Joint Commission and offers detox and dual diagnosis treatment in a comfortable and confidential setting. At Genesis House, they focus on treating the underlying causes of addiction. Their comprehensive approach includes psychiatric care, individual and small group therapy, trauma healing techniques, and holistic care including yoga, massage, and animal-assisted therapy. After treatment, their clients enjoy the lifelong support of a nationwide network of Genesis House alumni. Call Genesis House today at 1-800-737-0933 to speak with someone who understands. Visit them on the web at www.genesishouse.net. It's time to start your journey to a long and successful recovery.